What up? The first time that I ever watched porn was when I was 13, maybe like the beginning of 14, and I didn't know what I was doing. Um, I didn't go to porn sites to masturbate essentially. I went because I was curious. No one told me to go do this. Like none of my friends told me, "Oh, I'll just watch porn, go look at it," or anything like that. No one ever told me about it. I was just very curious about the female body and what it looked like, what happens when they had sex, when a man and a woman had sex. I didn't know, so I looked. That's the only way I thought I could find out. And I'm not gonna say that I liked it at that age that much, um, but at the time I didn't know what I was doing myself. I didn't know what I was doing to women, and I didn't know what I was doing to the nature of sex alone. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about a couple things today regarding porn, masturbation, and men. Why men try to be man enough all the time. Yeah. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of porn. So so yesterday I kicked off a video talking about how women don't want men to objectify their bodies and treat them as sex objects. Okay. Um, but they contradict themselves when they allow famous people, or would allow famous people, to objectify them, because then it would be acceptable, right? So the only reason why I think that women kind of are so for this feminist world um, is because men make them like that, right? They do. And I understand that, and I didn't want to say that yesterday in the video because I kind of was gonna make this one today. So, so men tend to expect a lot from women, right? They have to look good every time they go out, be clean, talk nice, look pretty, right? Girls be pretty, guys be tough and big, right? That's what America teaches kids at a very young age, and it's a very toxic thing to do. And if it doesn't stop now, it's gonna get worse. So a man watches porn, and the common man who doesn't think critically and doesn't think outside the box, only thinks a woman getting fucked, right? Him jerking off to it, and then it's done, right? He's done. He's done with it, and he doesn't think about it for the rest of his day, right? Or he doesn't think he does. So other men watch it, and they think that that's how women are supposed to be fucking treated and talked to and dealt with and touched by, and they jerk off, and then they go out into the world, and then they remember the porn scene or how the porn was portrayed in the video, and then they display that action onto the world and onto women. And women are confused by this. They just picture a woman walking down the street, and then a guy's just like, "Hey, baby, like, look at your ass and shit." And the first thing she's not thinking is like, "Oh yeah, he definitely just watched a sick porn video, right?" No, she's just like, "That dude's a fucking creep." So, so that's it. It comes a line where the porn that men watch is obscure, and it's not healthy. It's very toxic. I stopped watching porn a while back, a few weeks ago. No, really. Just because I thought about it really hard, and it's just the way I want to go forward with my life, with treating women and becoming a man. It's just not something I want in my life. So, but men don't think like this, okay? Like I said before, men think watch porn, get off, and then go about their day, which they don't realize how that is going to affect them and their thoughts on women throughout their life and throughout their day, okay? Because they see another woman, and all they think is her ass, her titties, her figure, right? He doesn't think about what to get to know her beneath the surface because of what he just watched that day. Just watched that day. Maybe even 10 minutes ago, okay? He goes out into the world, and that's all he's thinking about, because that's all he knows, and that's what his brain's on, right? So, I went to the gym earlier. I ran about 4 miles, and I didn't bring my headphones today for some reason, but I'm glad I didn't, because I was listening to a lot of different conversations, good conversations, because I go to an old gym, a bunch of old people, and they're always funny. There's some guys in the locker room, okay? I just got out the sauna. I ran my 4 miles, got in the sauna, got out the sauna, putting my clothes on. There's 2 guys, right? And they're sitting there, and they're talking about how they're going to go out tonight, what they're going to drink, what they're going to wear, and I'm just kind of listening, eavesdropping, because I was there. I did that before. Well, I still do. But then they turned the fucking conversation into something crazy. They start saying, so what's up with that girl, Rachel, or Ashley, right? The guy's like, oh man, like she's been hitting me up, like I don't know, she just broke up with her boyfriend, I think she might be with him though, but she's definitely going out. And his friend's like, well, you need to get her drunk, dude, because that's the only way you're gonna get her laid. That's the only way you're gonna get a fucker. And he's like, you think so? He's like, I think I can do it, you know? He's like, nah, bro, like you have to get her fucking drunk. You have to touch her this way. You have to talk to her, you know, kind of be mean to her, you know, typical fucking guys trying to teach his other friend how to spit game on this girl. When I think the guy had it down packed, but the guy, and I wanted to say something kind of, but I didn't want to fucking involve myself in this locker room bullshit, I guess. But the conversation got worse, and I don't. You can only just imagine what they were saying back and forth to each other. I'm not gonna really get into it, but mostly it was just like you have to get her drunk, so you can fuck her. And then like her friends really want you to, and it was very fucking weird, alright? So I left and I reflected on it, took a shower, reflected on it, and it made me think a lot about men, okay? And how we like to portray ourselves and how we like to live in our own skin. So men have opinions on everything, right? No, so you and your buddies will go out and for a couple of drinks and talk, right? What's the easiest things to spit your opinion on? Work, right? Politics, right? Women, that's the easiest one, right? And sports, of course, right? So those things are very easy to talk about when it comes to men, and we tend to use those things to mask how we really feel and what struggles we really go through on the inside, but we can never admit what's wrong, because then we wouldn't be manly anymore, right? We would lose our gusto. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit today, because after I saw that, after I heard and eavesdropped on that conversation, it made me think: do these guys, they're friends, right? Do they talk about anything else? Because I know when I go to the gym with my friends, we don't talk about that shit. Maybe we'll bring up sports a little bit, but we talk about maybe school, what girl we really like, you know, things we're passionate about, love, and we're comfortable with that, okay? And I feel like if other people heard us talk about that, you know, they would just be like, that's you know, you're weird, or why aren't you talking about banging fucking girls all the time? Like, men are living on the surface these days, and and they don't realize they're doing it, okay? But this is the thing, most men want to be on that sensitive, intimate level, okay? Where they can talk freely and be passionate and love strongly, but they won't do it. Why? Because they're manly, right? And they were taught, use your hands, be a man, talk this way, act this way, talk about sports, fight, wrestle, have your opinion on politics, make sure you get the girl, get her drunk, fuck her, yeah, bro, right? Really frat guy talk. And I know a lot of people like this, right? I'm sure you do too. But it's not their fault, really, because it's, you know, mostly how they're raised, or who they surround themselves with. See, my dad, he has a little bit of both sides, so that's kind of how I was raised. He's an artist. He speaks freely. He loves deeply, but then he has his charming asshole side. He's a charming, handsome asshole with a touch of douchebaggery, and that's just kind of how I saw him act this way, and it kind of just made me mold into the person that I've become. You know, a sensitive guy who also can flip the fucking switch but I don't think that's exactly who I am. It's just somebody who I've become because it's someone that I've watched my whole life, and this is the case for many people because fathers in America, especially our generation's fathers, they were built on what? Exactly what I said. Fight, learn how to fight, learn how to talk to women, right? Go play fucking sports, right? Learn how to wrestle, learn how to do things with your hands, etc. No one ever taught young men how to love, how to respect women, right? Maybe when they were really young, but as they grow older, you know, when you're young as shit, you don't like women, so there's no point of even telling a fucking kid that. You have to tell this. You have to tell kids when they're hitting puberty, right? When they're fucking going crazy and they're fucking looking up porn and shit. That's when you tell women. That's when you tell your kids. But that's a whole nother conversation. So, I wanted to talk about that a lot, and I'm not gonna get into it anymore because I kind of want you to just, if you watch this video, if you're still watching it, I kind of want you, if you're a man watching, I kind of wanted you to think about what kind of man you want to become and what kind of things are you masking yourself with to really hide how you really feel and hide how you want to speak and portray yourself as a man. And it's okay to admit that you're wrong, because I've been wrong. A lot of people have, and it's okay to admit that you fucking objectified women, even though you didn't want to. It's okay that you talked about sports, even though you didn't want to. It's okay that you fucking are for Trump, even though you're not, because you really probably don't have no idea what the fuck you're talking about anyway, just because your dad is voting for him. And it's okay to admit that you fucked that girl, but you fucking left her because your friends were like, let's go out and find more girls. But you really liked her. You really liked her, but you couldn't stand up and say that you had feelings for her. Why? Because your manlyhood would be gone. Your manliness would be dust in the wind. So I wanted you to think about that. I wanted you to maybe even write some things down that you want to change. And I'll do the same. Cheers.